So, there's an advantage that I have on this channel. Well, one, this. I can smoke on a video if I want to. You know why? Because no one cares. I have 8 subscribers. I have a unique position right now on YouTube in that I can basically post whatever I want. Get little to no backlash for it. Because, unless it goes viral. Well, like Logan Paul with the whole, poking the dead guy and shit. Just that. I never watched the video. Joni, you told me about what happened in it, so you know. I know what you know, and it, just from what you told me, just not okay. YouTube wants this family-friendly view of their channel, or of their platform. I understand. I don't blame them a bit. That's where the money's at. It's fine. Their demonetization, a little sloppy. Needs to be reworked, but I understand why they did what they did. The scary thing is that Logan Paul gained thousands of subscribers because of that. As they say. Bad press is better than no press. Sometimes it's better than good press, actually. In this day and age, the old adage that bad press is better than no press is, being talked of badly in the media and in the newspaper for a very long time is somebody gets washed up and then they just go crazy, like Britney Spears or Lindsay Lohan. They just go fucking nuts. And by the way, there's probably gonna be a lot of cursing in this video because I'm making a point, so cursing is actually gonna help me make the point, but that's beside the point. I said that a lot. Anyways, they just go fucking nuts and blah blah blah, whatever. The difference between people like Britney Spears and Lindsay Lohan and Logan Paul is that Lindsay Lohan and Britney Spears had handlers, they had agents, they had people that were there to be like shy them away or see them. Just go home. Just don't go home. Don't leave. Just don't leave the house for a while. Just go home and have your breakdown and just try to stay out of the media because then people are going to think bad of you. And they had people there to coach them and how to handle the situation, to coach them and with their money and to just kind of keep them from completely ruining their lives. Not that Logan Paul has, because if anything, he's probably made more money now. But that's the difference, is Logan Paul doesn't have anybody telling him what to do with his money. He doesn't have anybody telling him, oh, well, you need to, this is how, when the New York Times calls you or when they interview you, here's the things you can talk about and here's the things you shouldn't talk about, kind of thing. He doesn't have anybody there to tell him to do that. The kid's 20-something, 22 years old, 26 years old, something. He's younger than me, I know that. Not that I'm an old guy by any means, I'm not, but I just turned 30. I mean, I'm not in my 20s. I am becoming a middle-aged man. I mean, middle age is 50, so I'm so far away from that. But I'm not a kid. I kind of look like one, kind of dress like one, but that's because, when you're the size that I am, it's hard to buy clothes that are made for normal men and not look like your child wearing your dad's clothes. Anyways, I have the unique luxury currently as I make this video, and I'm sure that this video will get demonetized if I ever get monetized. I'm gonna try to keep most of my videos PG so that way, but at the same time, I know this isn't how it works at all, but I like to live in a fantasy world where advertisers will look at my content and they'll be like, well, he swears and curses a lot, but there's a lot of people that, because here's my thing, as a business standpoint, now I studied anthropology. I'm not a business major, but I studied anthropology, which is the study of human culture, and human culture runs the world, and especially the culture of America seems to be the predominant culture of the world. It kind of bleeds into all the other places, and it kind of is the one that makes the final decisions and and has say and what's popular and what's in and everything. And because we're the biggest money maker in the world, we're arguably one of the richest countries in the world as the general population goes. Not the actual, like, GDP or whatever, but the people, the citizens of the United States are on average generally more wealthy than those in other countries. I have a unique luxury in that I can sit here and I can do this. It's not it went out, but I can sit here, I can smoke a cigarette, I could drink a beer, I could smoke pot if I wanted to. I'm not going to. I would never do that on camera, because I just really would rather not become a target, because my current place of residence, and by the way, I do not smoke pot anymore, but interesting fact, side note, my home state of Vermont just legalized it recreationally, which I think is funny because up there it's decriminalized and a lot of people do it and it's very common and it's not taboo and it's just a normal everyday thing. People, like, you see somebody smoking a joint, it's like, oh hey, whatever, and it's just it's culturally it's very accepted up there. It's very normal culturally in that particular area, at least where I'm from. It was very culturally acceptable where I grew up. It wasn't a big issue, especially because Vermont also has the biggest heroin epidemic in the country right now. So most people are more concerned with heroin than they are with pot. And most people you'll ask up there, and I think this is a big reason why Vermont kind of legalized it too, recreational, is because a lot of people figure, like, look, I don't really give a shit if you smoke pot, because most people can smoke marijuana and still function. Or there'll be people who, like, they'll come home from work and they'll have a joint or something, and it's like having a glass of wine or a beer or a mixed drink, and then go on their merry way and have a completely functional, normal life. Just happens to be that they choose to smoke pot rather than drink. That's generally always been my thing. But like I said, I live in Florida now. It is illegal. I do not smoke anymore because it's illegal. Not that it was legal back home, but it was decriminalized. So it was like if you got caught with marijuana, it would be a misdemeanor, like a parking ticket. They would take your paraphernalia, they would take your drugs, they would write you a citation, and they would send you on your way. Which is, as opposed to going to jail, I'd rather pay a $50 fine. And yes, that's what it was $50. They would confiscate your stuff and they would write you a fine for $50, and that was it. Misdemeanor does not go on your permanent record, and it takes no points off of your license. Unless you were driving and they thought you were inebriated. I think technically they could probably still arrest you for driving under the influence. You could technically probably still get a DUI for being stoned, but I don't think there's many cops that would issue that. It would probably be more of a possession of paraphernalia or something, or just a possession charge more than a DUI. I mean, if there wanted to be a really big dink, they probably could, but it's much harder to test for whether somebody's been smoking. Like, you can give somebody a sobriety test on alcohol, but you could pass that test with flying colors and still not really know where you are because you're so high. You'd probably pass it, you'd just be giggling the whole time. But I digress. I could do all of that on here. The only thing I don't think I probably could do, I probably would get banned or removed, as if I put pornographic stuff up here. Like, if I put a video of me having sex with some girl and then uploaded it, then that will never happen. Nobody will ever see that. No. And if that ever happens, it will be on a separate website specifically for that particular content, and you'll be paying for it, because why? Sex sells. If I'm going to make a sex tape, I'm going to sell it. But then again, who the hell wants to see me in a sex tape? That's gross. To be real, that nobody wants to see that. But, and it's kind of cool that I have so few subscribers. And I know you guys watch my videos, and the few that you have, I love you guys again. Awesome. I know I said that one of the others, but it makes it worth it. It makes it worth me doing this. But it's funny because, like, you guys watch me, and I'm not that bad. I curse every now and then. Sometimes I think I've kind of, like, subtly, semi under my breath, dropped the F-bomb a couple of times, maybe, over all of the videos that I have. But generally, the word that I've noticed that seems to slip out the most as far as curse words is shit. I say shit a lot. It's one of the more minor ones in my opinion, but more PG-13 than R, but still, I try not to use the F-bomb. I certainly don't use racial slurs, but that's not because of me trying to be monetized. That's because I don't use racial slurs in my everyday life. I don't say the N-word. I don't say any of the other ones. You know, I may sometime, like, if I had a friend in high school who was half Mexican, and we used to call him Beaner, and a lot of people could say, well, that's really offensive, that's really racist. It's like, yeah, but he told us to call him Beaner. He said that was his nickname. And he laughed, and he didn't seem to have a problem. I actually sat down and talked to him this one day. I was like, John, like, dude, do you, like, have a problem with being called, like, wetback and Beaner? Like, I know you laugh about it. I said, but does it really bother you? And he looks at me, he's like, no, dude, I'm half white. He's like, it's part of what makes me me. I'm half Mexican. You know, and I used to get hobbit jokes all the time growing up because I'm short. Whatever. You could technically call that just as prejudice as calling somebody a wetback or a Beaner. Or an anchor baby or any... Oh, anchor baby's a little rougher, but I mean, I had a friend from... from South Florida, down in Hollywood, who was from Cuba, and I used to joke that she floated over here on a mattress. But I don't say it to be facetious, and I certainly don't use the really, really bad ones. You know, I'll just be like, you know, I had one that was from Cuba, and the other one was from Mexico. I was like, and I was talking with them one night online, and they're like, and I said to Ness, I said, you know, you floated over here on a mattress, and she was like, what do you mean? And then Alejandra was the other girl from Mexico, and she was like, Jordan, that's not very nice. And I was like, well, it's true. I said, you know, I said, as what? I said, what? You telling me you didn't come over? I said, you telling me they didn't shoot you over the border with a catapult? And she blinked at me. She was like, what? I'm like, guys, I'm messing with you. I'm fucking with you guys. Seriously. I'm probably going to swear a lot more in this one, but it's like, guys, I'm fucking with you. I don't seriously think that you floated over here in a mattress. I don't seriously think that they put you in a catapult and shot you over the border so you could be here illegally. I am not. And the funny thing about it is, hi, Shirley. Son's nurse is leaving for the day. But I lost my train of thought because I said bye to Shirley. But it's one of those things where it's like, I'm a person where I pick on all my friends. That's how I show you I love you. That's how my family is, where we like to poke fun and pick on everybody, but deep down, push comes to shove, we are loyal and we are committed and we love you. And if shit hits the fan and you're in trouble, we will be the first ones there to help you. That's just how I am. That's how my family is. That's how it's always been. That's how it should be. But if you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at anything. I truly believe that. I make fun of myself constantly. I figured when I was a kid, I was like, fuck, if people are going to pick on me, I was like, you know what? No. If people want to pick on me, I'm going to teach people how to pick on me. Because there's nobody in this world that's going to be better at making fun of me than me. If someone's going to make fun of me, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be the best damn person at it. I would sit down and think of jokes about myself. I would think about jokes to make about things that people pick on me about being skinny, about being short, or anything. You know, I was goth in high school, so people would pick on me about, you know, my eye makeup and my nails being black. And one of these days I'll try to do like a montage photo thing and do like a bunch of old pictures of me from high school so you guys can see what I used to look like, because it's pretty funny. My hair was super long. I used to have snake bites. I do have tattoos. I'm getting another one for my birthday. My mom is giving me money for one, so I get another one for my birthday. So I'll be getting a new tattoo soon. When I get that will definitely be a video on this channel. I will definitely be showing off my new tattoo when I figure out what the hell it is I'm gonna get. But that's for another video. But yeah, it's just, I may have some fun with this for right now. If these videos never get monetized, I don't care. Because I foresee that by the time I monetize, which I don't foresee to be in the incredibly near future, I'm guessing it'd be at the very minimum a year, but probably more like 4 or 5 before I actually figure out what the hell people want to see, what works, or just figure out how to promote myself so that people will actually watch my videos. But these are the videos that I'm going to have that people are going to go, like, if I'm sick or if I haven't uploaded in a day or two and people have watched most of my videos and there's like, well, there's nothing new to see. Maybe they'll go and delve back into my old stuff. I've got 2 Civ 5 Let's Plays so far on this channel. I haven't even finished them yet. I haven't played the Germany one in like a month. But that's also because I've still got 3 or 4 videos I need to upload onto the channel of it, and I don't want to continue it until you guys, well, whoever's watching or potentially will be watching, will be caught up. Because I don't want to get too far ahead of myself in the video, because it's just one of the things. And it'd be fun to kind of come back and be like, well, I'm kind of confused, I need to go back and reassess myself and everything. But I like to go back because that forced me to go back and watch my videos, and then I can see things and change things. So hopefully as over time the videos will continually get better. But I also have the one with Katie too, and we've got 2 episodes of that. I got a 3rd one that we recorded that I have to upload soon too. But the thing about Civ 5 is that this is just difficult for me to upload because it takes so long. Videos like this I've been doing a lot more of because they're easier. Okay, I'm at 15 minutes. I'm gonna wrap this up just because I don't want to be too long. Also, yes, I am growing a mustache, so I know I look kind of probably creepy and weird, but I don't care. I'm 30. I'm gonna look like an old man now. I just feel like I'm 30. I want to grow a mustache, so I'm gonna do it. And I can have a mustache at work, which is nice. So I'm gonna probably keep this for a bit. But you know, it's just because it takes so long, and I think it's what a matter of what it is. I think I need better internet. I think it's my internet. It's like I think the upload capacity is kind of I think it's like probably like 1 gig up or something. So like it takes a long time to upload. Yet for some reason, when I upload with my phone, I can upload a 30-minute video in about that long. I can upload it. I mean, because it probably takes about as long to upload from my phone as it does to make the video. So like this one's going on almost 17 minutes now. It'll probably take me 20 minutes to a half an hour max to upload this video when I'm done it. That's doable. It's better than 2 hours. So these videos take 25% of the time that the ones I make on my computer do. And I want to start doing more stuff on my computer. But the thing about it is I'm like, I have a really short attention span, guys. I have ADD. I have a really short attention span. I'm going to admit that. And I don't have insurance anymore, so I don't have medicine for it anymore. So that's going to be something that's going to kind of just be a thing for a while. But, so I don't really, and especially because I have a kid. And generally when I upload videos is when I'm spending time with him. I like set my computer over and I hit upload and I just kind of leave it be. And if my computer goes into sleep mode, then I got to go and mess with it, take it again, and it's just it can be a pain, especially when I'm like, look, I have a child that's special needs and needs my attention, and I can't fuck with my computer right now. Whereas with this one, all I do is I turn off the sleep mode. Like I just turn off the lock when it goes to the lock screen. I just shut that off. I set it on a table and I go do my thing, and I come back and it's uploaded. Sometimes my phone dies, but usually it dies after the video uploads. But yeah, but it's just funny because I think that my whole point of this is that I can say fuck, shit, piss, ass, cunt, whore, slut, anything. I can say anything I want. Anything in the world that I want to say, I can say right now. I can say that Donald Trump is a gay pumpkin. It's just random shit. I could say anything I wanted to. I don't. Why? Because it's not me. Cursing, yes, I've gotten better now that my son's older. I've been kind of swearing less and less in person. But when I get worked up about something, if I'm like ranting, I have a hard time turning that off because I just get worked up. I get excited and I just gotta fly off and say what I need to say. So unfortunately, for now, I think I'm going to figure out a way to maybe some of these videos that I think are a little more racy, I will figure out a way to put them age restricted. However, when I upload from my phone, I don't know how to do that. I can do it when I upload them on my computer. And I don't know if I were to take the videos off my phone and put them on my computer and then upload them from my computer as opposed to uploading them directly to YouTube like I do with that I'm doing with this one. I don't know if it's going to take the same amount of time or if it's going to change the file size or what. I don't know. But I'll figure something out. But at least for now, I can say whatever I want, do whatever I want. For the most part, within reason. Because I'm not monetized. So if I upload something, like if me as this channel, if I were to upload something to YouTube, like if I uploaded his video to my channel and said it and did it, and rather than him, not that I would ever, because that's terrible. But if I'd done that, guess what would have happened? Nothing. What's YouTube gonna do? Oh, we're gonna demonetize you. They could delete my channel, but that's it. That's all they could do is delete the channel or the video. That's the maximum they could do. With him, they can say, oh, we're gonna cut into this, cut into that, but the only way to effectively take care of people like him and YouTubers that are that big and that popular and make that much money, you really want to make them hurt, you know what you do? You delete the channel. You just wipe it completely. Because taking him off of Premiere ads, who cares? He's making millions and millions of dollars. You're probably cutting $500,000 to $1 million out of his weekly revenue. But you got to remember, YouTube, we use more than you to make money. We have things like Patreon and Twitch and other platforms that we put content on. And the great thing about Twitch is that Twitch doesn't censor you or anything. It's only live streaming, but basically it's like if you like this person's content, you subscribe, and then the fan pays the money, and then you can directly donate to them as well. It's like, no, I'm gonna have a subscription. That's how they make their money. Twitch doesn't need ads. Patreon doesn't need ads. And if you've already got that following, if you've already got that million subscribers, throw something like Patreon in there. Boom. You don't need YouTube revenue anymore. It's not as important. It's not your primary primary source of financial income. It's not. And it's smart to do it that way. Because if something like this happens in YouTube, oh, well, I've still got Patreon. I've still got, $15,000 a month coming in from Patreon or whatever. I don't know how much he'd have. Probably a lot. I imagine he probably has a ton. I have Patreon. It's in the bottom of all my descriptions, and any of you guys that want to support me, please do. I only have 2 tiers. It's $1 and $6. I don't ask anybody to donate more than $1. $6 is if you want to suggest things for me to do on here, which as of right now I haven't really. I mean, I've taken a few from people that I know, like those of you who watch my channel and see me in real life. Don't subscribe to the $6 tier on Patreon. If you want to throw me $1 every month, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. But if you're somebody who can talk to me in real life, like Joni or Tess or any of these, I'm not going to hold you to the same standards as people who are from other parts of the country or other parts of the world. And at the same time with that, even if you're not a Patreon subscriber, and you leave a suggestion in the difference between leaving a video suggestion in the comment section here and sending it to me and doing it on Patreon is that if you're subscribed to me on Patreon and you give me a video suggestion, I will do it. If you leave a suggestion in the comment section, I'll consider doing it. It's basically you're paying for a guarantee. But chances are, even if you suggest it, if it's a good idea, I'll probably do it. And I probably will do most of the ones that are suggested to me. So I'm kind of really not kind of taking the whole $6 tier of my Patreon out of the picture already. But at the same time, I don't want charity. I'm a proud person. I don't need handouts. Well, actually, that's not true. I could use some handouts. I could really use money from Patreon right now, with not having insurance and everything like that. But you know what? That problem would be there even if I didn't have YouTube. It's not something that YouTube caused. It's not something that Patreon has caused. So it's just a normal, everyday problem. It's a life problem. They all happen. If something like this can help alleviate that, that's amazing. That is a godsend. But if it doesn't, no harm, no foul. I was planning on dealing with it on my own anyways. That's what I plan on doing. Which is why I don't feel comfortable asking for more than $5 or $6 a month. $1 a month, anybody can afford $1 a month. If you have a job, you have even a part-time job, you can probably afford to throw me $1 a month. You can probably afford to throw any of your favorite YouTubers or anybody you want to support on Patreon $1 a month. I have several people that I just donate $1 a month to because I don't really care much about their content on Patreon, but I like them as people, or I like what they are. It's more of like I support what they're trying to do, even if it's not something that I'm interested in. But if it's something that I deem as important, I'm like, here's $1. Here's $1. I can afford $1. Have $1. Because if I look at it this way, if I get 250 people to donate $1 a month to me, that's $250 a month. That is an extra paycheck every month for me. That's like getting 5 paychecks a month. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to quit my job. Absolutely no. No, I can't live off $250 a month. But that means instead of making $1,000 a month, I'll be making $1,250 a month. That extra $250 is going to go a long way. Because any money that I get from Patreon or YouTube, unless, well, probably not necessarily YouTube. YouTube I may actually use for my own personal expenses if I have to. But I also need to have a lot of subscribers and a lot of view time before that is a thing. But it's just, you know, it helps give me incentive to do more, and I want this to be my job someday. So I figure if I get all this started now, that it could go along. But I mean, if anybody out there that's watching this, so if you want to help support the channel, because Patreon stuff goes to the channel, it doesn't go to me. Because Patreon, I have a $500 goal on there. That's so that I can buy a mixing board, a couple of mics, and a good camera. So that I can, because me and one of my buddies we really want to do a podcast. And the thing about it is, the camera probably not, but the mixing board and the mics I'm probably going to buy. I'm probably going to buy them out of my own pocket. Just because I really want to get this podcast going, and I really want to involve my friend Cam, and I think that we'd have really good chemistry, and it'd be really fun and really funny together. But I need to have an actual setup. I need to have, you know, I need to get Audacity to run the audio, and I need to do it. And luckily, I have experience with recording technology, because I took recording technologies in high school and college, so I know how to record music. I know how to do a little bit of mastering, and I know how to multi-track and all that stuff. I've recorded demos and EPs before for my own band and of myself, so I know what I'm doing. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm doing with stuff like that. But those, I mean, I found a deal on Musician's Friend that has a good mixing board, a couple of mics, and basically everything you would need for like $250 or $250, something like that. What I'd probably end up doing is getting the next mixer up, because the mixer that they had was only 2 XLR outputs. XLR is the microphone, like the big circular one with the little the circular one, like the little prongs in it. That's called an XLR, and it has 2 of those, which means you can run 2 mics. I want to have guests, so I think it's the same one that Neil from Post to Post uses. And I actually asked him what mixer it was, and he told me, but he said that he suggests I get the next one up, which has got 4 XLRs instead of 2. He goes, because I tell you, even though it's just me and Brent most of the time, he's like, I can't count the number of times I wished I had an extra XLR output. So that'd probably run me a little over 3 for all that stuff together. But that's why I did $500, because then I figure if I do $300 on the mixer and the mics, and then another $200 on a good camera, a good high def camera, I'm golden. I won't need a whole lot else. And at that point, the only other thing I really want to get is a capture card, and I can get one of those for like $100, so I can do video game stuff. But as of right now, I'm having fun just doing the Civ stuff, doing the online things. And I might just do Steam Let's Plays, and just because every game I've noticed I've bought from Steam I can run with Fraps, and I also got some from GOG, and those I can't record. So I don't know why. I'm not that tech savvy, but I'll figure it out eventually. I think my stepdad said it's because they don't use DirectX to run. Apparently Fraps runs off DirectX, so it'll only recognize programs that also use DirectX, which is why I can do Eastside Hockey Manager and Civ 5, because they're both DirectX. But anyway, oh my god, we're already at like a half an hour. But anyway, just my little rant on the luxuries of being a teeny little YouTuber currently, and a little bit more about the Logan Paul stuff and how I feel about YouTube. But you know, I'm not gonna give up on YouTube. I'm not gonna say, oh well, you know, their ad shit is fucked up. I don't care. This isn't about making money for me. I do have that hope that I will, because I would do this regardless, but I just like to share my opinion on different things. I try to be as level-headed and unbiased as possible, but I still have an opinion. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the grand big thing about opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has them, and they all stink. That's it for me, guys. For this one, I'm the Cranky Yankee. Like and subscribe if you're coming across this video. Leave a comment if you think. And remember, guys, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, and they all stink. Till next time, I'm the Cranky Yankee. Have a good one, guys.